Well, now, if I tell you that my first guest is one of the funniest men this country has produced, it's a bit like saying the Queen's a member of the royal family. You know, adjectives are superfluous. He doesn't need them. So would you please welcome Britain's favourite typing error, Spine Millington. Elegant. Elegant. Thank you.
Hey, I've never seen you look so smart. As I sit down, unemployment goes down by 1. Bob, to start, have you ever been given an unsolicited piece of hairy string?
No, I haven't.
I'm going to break that jinx for you.
It's just what I've always wanted.
It's not funny, folks, but it's a new formula. I mean, has anybody given you a unsolicited gift of a safety pin in a box?
There. Oh, I'm glad I didn't reach for it too fast. Oh, that.
You can say, I would say, when he gave him the string and the box. You can say that when you're dying. We were there at Shepherd's Bush.
I know a rabbi who can make good use of that.
That laugh went the rounds. You all go to the top of the class and jump off.
It was the 5 Jewish people explaining the joke to the rest.
That's your Mark's joke. I was Hollywood, and they were showing some films, offcuts they call them.
Oh, yeah.
At 4 in the morning, they were showing bits of the films that never been.
The stuff that never got into the movie.
I was going to say that.
Oh, good.
That came off an Irish Army fella. They got a new flagpole outside Air's headquarters for the Army, you know. And the fella says, we got a new flagpole. Jesus, he said, we got a new flagpole going up outside there, Corporal. He said, why don't you go out and measure the height of that flagpole, he said. So this Irish, he went out there, he couldn't get up, so he chopped it down. And when the sergeant came out, he's measured along the ground like this. He said, I told you to measure the height, not the width, he said.
You do that. That's a tribute to, got him on the wall somewhere.
To cigars?
No, Groucho.
Is it a tribute to Groucho? I thought it was a tribute to cigars.
No.
Funny.
Groucho always did that.
Churchill, wasn't he?
Yeah, and you saw...
I'm very glad
you saw
to be here.
That wasn't Groucho.
Tonight.
Groucho was the one who...
Especially as I've been dead 30 years.
Spike, the 3 funniest things written over the last 25 years about the war, a MASH catch-22 in your war memoirs, and I think you're working on volume 5 of those. How did you join the army?
But they wrote to me. I received what I'd call a cunningly worded invitation to get killed. And I remember the day, it was a really, I suppose, a military family. It was a really, I suppose, a very proud day for me and my family as 8 military policemen dragged me screaming out the house. Ripped off my nun's disguise. It's a nasty habit you got there, one of them said. I went to Bexhill Station. I was greeted by a sergeant there. One of these sergeants with these very white stripes, you know. And up here, though. Oh, yes. I said good morning to him. And he was stuck for an answer. He said, never mind all them witty London sayings, he said. Anyhow, he said, now come on up to the regiment. He said, quick march. Left. I said, what about the other leg? I said, I didn't want to join a one-legged hopping regiment, you see. I remember they took him, what was that major? They took him for a major. I remember this major, he had a face like a dog's bum with a hat on, I said. And he said to me, he said, where are you from? I said, London. He said, which part? I said, all of me. He said, no, look, he said, you look intelligent. I said, well, I do impressions. I said, no, look, he said, you look intelligent. He said, would you like a commission? I said, no, I'd rather have a weekly wage. It might be a very short war, you know, with very little interest. In fact, I think I've lost interest already, I said. And this sergeant said, silence when you speak to an officer. And I remember the food, Christ, the food. It's the one they didn't call for volunteers to eat it. I held my mess tin out once, and something went in it, and I said to the chef, I said, what's this? He said, it's bean stew. I said, never mind what it's bean, I said. What is it now? And, after it was all over, after being in the trenches for 5 years and shot at both sides, guess what they give you for surviving it? 50 quid. If you got killed, you got 500, you know. My mother and father kept sending me back. Can't you go and get killed, son? You get off if you were killed.
You take...
And those crippled suits they gave you when you come out. You know, I remember coming out in the mob suit. I said, what are they like? I said, well, they're terrible. He said, well, they can't be that bad if they can fit a bloody cripple like you. He said.
Oh, dear.
Oh, dear.
Despite you take the truth. I mean,
blue knickers.
I
can see your knickers. Say there, made in Hong Kong, pure terrorism. Do you want to go above this mountain?
The girl's very cold. You take... They say truth is stranger than fiction. You make truth funnier than fiction because you take the truth and you twist it around. Yeah, I'm thinking about a holiday that your publisher, Jack Hobbs, went on in Greece, I think it was, and there was a disastrous aftermath.
This actually happened to a friend of mine called Jack Hobbs. He went to, year before last, he went to, this is true, he went to Greece for his holidays. And while he was out there, he must have eaten something or eaten something because he got the runs, you know. And when he came back on the Monday, he was working back at Michael Joseph's, you know, where he worked, and suddenly in the afternoon, these runs came on again. So he said to his boss, Stick Douglas, he said, look, he said, these runs are coming on. He said, I don't want to be caught in the rush hour like this. What he should have said, the rush hour, don't want to be caught with me. So his boss said, all right, well, off you go. No, that's the wrong phrase for a start. Anyhow, Jack's setting off for Waterloo Station, but on the way there, for a man in his condition, he committed a cardinal error. He coughed. And he had what you'd call an advanced laundry problem. You know? That's when they send your laundry to a solicitor. And there was an area around him, I suppose, which is pretty uninhabitable, you know. And he thought, Christ, I can't get on the train like this. So he rushed on the way to remember Whiteley's at Queensway when it was open? He rushed in there, and it was full of late-night shoppers. And he rushed through the thing and said to the bloke on the counter, look, can you give me a pair of medium underpants and a pair of trousers? I'll be back in a minute. And he rushed out, leaving all the shoppers looking at each other rather... Then he rushes in about a couple of minutes later, and the bloke gives him the bag with his stuff, and he pays the money, and off he goes to again. But when he got to Waterloo Station, he'd forgotten it was Friday, early shopping, and the train was packed. So he thought there's one chance. He got into the toilet, and he locked the door. I thought, and then the train started off, and he thought, thank God for that. So then the train started off, and he started to divest himself of these terrible trousers and even worse underpants, you know what I mean? And he threw them out that little window at the top. You know, he threw them out there. Yes. Well, I think of the poor gangers on the line, you know. Let's have a recap now. He's now got his city suit on and his thing and socks, but he's naked on the waist down. So he opens a plastic bag and all there is in it is a lady's pink cashmere sweater. Bad news, eh? But really bad news. It travelled very fast to it. So he's coming up to his station, Woking, very posh, all the stockbrokers. So he's desperate. So he takes his thing out of the bag, this cardigan. He turned it upside down. And, well, he had no options. He started to pull his legs to the arms, like this. He pulled it on, like this, pulled it up, and he got it up on his jacket like that, right? So he looked like one of these lady cleaners at London Airport with the pink, you know, legs. And he thought he was OK, but he forgot where the neck was. All his wedding decorations. So, bad news too. Well, that's... So the guy, you know, they got these speakers saying, hello, do not forget to take all the things when you get out the train. Old English porter. And he's desperate, and there's a train. He took his trilby hat off, and in desperation, he turned it upside down, and he tucked the brim all round the neck inside. So when he got off, he looked like he got a huge brown felt rupture hanging down. Well, that's how he got off. That's basically the end of the story. That's how he got off the train. But the perversity of us, you know, the English are strange people. Any other country, Australia, we'd say, for Christ's sake, what are you doing, Jack? You know. But they all got off the train, all his friends. They never said a word. They said, hello, Jack. How are you looking, well? You've been on holidays, have you? It was even more perverse than actually saying it. That's how he got off the train, see?
That's such a great story. You ought to set it. You ought to make a poem out. Look, Spike, you are a poet, not only of nonsense poetry, but also some beautiful poems. And you're also a musician, because I remember when you were a trumpeter and you were good at that. And you are very devoted to the work of Lewis Carroll, to Dodgson.
No.
The Reverend Dodgson?
Next question, please.
No, I'm not letting you get off
No, I'm putting him on.
I know
yes,
you are.
I'm trying to, yes, we set up this. There's a friend of ours called Alan Clare, who's a very fun musician. And the jazz age came, and then the pop scene took over, and he sort of went in the background. And he's quite magic. Even Oscar Peterson goes to hear him play at the restaurants that he plays at. And I went there and I said to Alan Clare, I said, Alan, can you compose a tune right off like that? And he said, yeah. So he composed a song right then. I recorded it. It's so beautiful. I thought, I'm not going to waste this. I want to try it. So I wrote some lyrics for it. And I tried to set it to music to the story of, you know, that the Reverend Dodgson, who was originally, Lewis Carroll was Reverend Dodgson, actually really fell in love with Alice that day.
Actually, I don't buy that theory that Dodgson was strangely in love with Alice. I
think he was, Bob.
I think he loved the world of fantasy, and he could spin wonderful tales for children, and the song is beautiful. And would you perform it for us?
Yes, I'm not a singer, but I'm singing this song because this guy's music is worth hearing. Right? Meantime, over somewhere here... Alice in Wonderland would never understand a little queen of hearts like you. Like in the book it said, off with his head, and that's exactly what you do. I lost my head completely when on the river one summer's day, ooh, all in the golden afternoon, we glided far away. Oh, Alice, how I loved you. The fairy cakes you made, the lemonade, that funny story that I told of Tweedledum and Dee who could not agree, and Father William who was growing old. Mad Hatter on the spree, Dormouse dunked in the tea. All of that day to me was gold. We let the timeless sands run through our hands. The setting sun became a glow. I recall down the long years between. Where did my queen
of hearts go. Alice in Wonderland, where are you now, my love?
Oh, yeah. Very fine. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Yes.